episode. Gas Network presents sports for the culture.
I'm here with the family.
Bryce, XXV, Double I,
Rome,
D-Malo,
Bro Flying
T-Buggy, man.
to the greatest sports show on the planet, La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say.
what it do? We live in effect. It's sports for the culture presented by Gas. You know who I am, loyal listeners and followers out there. Young Rome 22. If you're new, hit that subscribe, hit that follow button. Let me go ahead and introduce the fellas because we got a lot of topics to get into. Happy Black History Month, by the way. And I'm gonna throw it to my guy on the top left first. Introduce yourself.
At Bryce, XXV, Double I, a.k.a. Mr. Big Leaguer. And fellas, tonight, I'm feeling really in charge. I'm feeling in command. You know, I'm feeling like my command should be obeyed. I'm feeling like a Washington commander, baby.
I thought that was a Viagra ad.
Yes, sir.
I'm feeling like a commander tonight, Rome.
If you haven't heard, the new name has leaked. It'll be official tomorrow. Y'all can check that out. But the Washington football team era has come to an end. It is indeed the Washington Commanders. We might get into that a little bit later. See how we feeling about that. I'm gonna throw it to the guy on the bottom right with the palm tree as always. Introduce yourself, man.
T Boogie, man. Y'all know who it is, man. Hey, my 49ers lost, but I'm still here, man. I'm not ducking the hate. You know what I'm saying? And as always, wash your hands, wash your ass. And I'm supporting the name change. I too have gone commando.
Oh man, here come the jokes already. Hey man, and last but certainly not least, Mr. I get mine the fast way, the ski mask way. Bottom left, man. Who are you? Who are you?
It's your boy D-Malo, and I'm feeling real shifty like the New York Giants. Shout out to the Buffalo Bills for letting us take everything and damn near everybody. We just mentioned Josh Allen. He's next.
All right, man. Well, I'm glad you mentioned
the real New York team.
I'm glad you mentioned New York football, man, because we're actually going to get into these New York football Giants here in a second. Because the first topic of the day is going to have to be about our guy, Brian Flores, former head coach of the Miami Dolphins, recently let go. And as of today, ironically enough, on the first day of Black History Month 2022, he is suing the NFL for racial discrimination. There's a lot to unpack here. Let me just start with everyone's initial thoughts when they first saw this, because this is a pretty bombshell thing. He's actually going on TV tomorrow with his lawyers to elaborate more on it. But what was everyone's first thought? Bryce, I'll start with you.
Man, a whole lot of thoughts about this. It feels like the story just gets deeper and deeper with every report that's read. I mean, first of all, the fact that Bill Belichick texted him and didn't realize which Brian he was texting. It's a little reckless on the part of Bill Belly, man. A guy that's supposed to be so prepared.
Wait, what did he say?
Well, pretty much Bill Belichick texted him, congratulations, proud of you for getting the job type of thing. And Brian Flores hadn't even interviewed for the job yet. So he's like, what's going on? And Brian Flores asked him, are you texting Brian Flores or Brian Daboll? And of course, Bill Belly was texting the wrong Brian. So it's just crazy that a guy like Bill Belichick that's so calculated dropped the ball on that, or we could say deflated the ball on that. And then you think about his time with the Dolphins, man. The Dolphins are offering this man $100K to lose a game, $100K a loss. I would have had them boys 0-17, bro. I promise you. I would have taken all 100. I would walk to the bank with my 1.7, man. Are you kidding me? $100K for a loss, man. Hey, Brian Flores is a different type of respectable man, and stand-up dude. I even heard a report that he was on a yacht with the Dolphins brass, and they brought a potential quarterback that they free agent quarterback or another team's quarterback on the yacht that they wanted to sign. And Brian Flores was like, I got to step off the yacht. This is illegal. This is tampering. Like, damn, bro, my man really true to the morals, bro. So shout out to Brian Flores for being a stand-up dude. Not a lot of him in the NFL, but. Yeah, I got more reactions, but I'll wait for everybody to give their initial thoughts, man.
T, man, what were your initial thoughts when you saw the news?
Man, Bill Belichick is the smartest coach in the NFL, man. Y'all thought that was a mistake? You think Bill Belichick accidentally texted the wrong Brian? Come on, man. Belichick doesn't do things like that. You know, by texting this man, he's going to blow it up now. Like everything's getting blown up. Giants getting blown up. Dolphins getting blown up. Dolphins are in the same division as the Patriots. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins could potentially lose some draft picks. I think Bill Belichick ain't making a mistake, man. But outside of that, I'm not surprised. It's the NFL, man. We know what they do. They blackball guys. They backdoor guys. They put the black guys on the back burner. Anybody that's been paying attention, it's no surprise. None at all. The surprise is somebody's willing to blow the whistle, and Flores is willing to risk his career. I don't think he coaches again. I think that's the type of league that exists. I think, maybe he'll get paid out or something. Maybe they'll drag this out for years in litigation, but I don't think he coaches again. So to risk your coaching career is a noble pursuit right here. So shout out to him.
Yeah, this could be the last time he coaches in the NFL, or it could all work out in the end. Also, I think he has an overwhelming amount of support for him right now, but it is a huge risk, and this might be the last time he coaches. Gee, we know that he had an interview with the Giants. What happened there, man? What happened with your New York Football Giants, man? How
Hey
you guys
man,
got this
I
other
would have
guy?
went for it. Hey man, that's above my pay grade. They knew what they were doing. But my whole thing when I heard this news is like, no, the scapegoat of the Rooney Rule has to go away. Like I think now with this kind of lawsuit, like no one could just say, well, I coach. Where I went in an interview, someone from my minority group. Oh, I just have to do one. I think the rule is just one at all, right? Now it's not that no more. Now you got to even out the playing field. Now the Rooney Rule can't be every team's scapegoat to be like, well, while I interview one individual, no, like that has to go away. The Rooney Rule has been the scapegoat for every team in the NFL, from my New York Giants to the Dolphins to the Texans. Now with this kind of lawsuit, man, I'm happy. I'm happy that Mr. Flores is doing what he has to do, and the fact that he has integrity still in a league where there's so little of it is so much commendable. You guys might be right. He doesn't have a coaching career, but I'm gonna say he's the NFL man. He did what he did with the Dolphins. Someone's gonna pick him up. Someone's gonna see. And eventually, look, the players liked him. They played off. They played pretty good enough to be contending team 2 years in a row. It wasn't like the Dolphins were like mediocre. They were at least above 500 team the last 2 years that he coached. So like the guy could coach. There's a lot of scrubs that if Joe Judge coached, I'm sure my man Flores has a chance of coaching again. It's just gonna be the team that's willing to take the jump and just say fuck all the other owners. And like this dude could do a lot for my organization and take the lead for it. Because he did want to Deshaun Watson in Miami. That's from my understanding. That's the reason why he left Miami, because they didn't want to jump the gun on that. And like,
yeah, we gotta really dive into that now though, because I feel like there was a lot of reports coming out when he got fired from Miami. Like we made a lot of speculation when it first happened, because like I thought it was crazy that he was fired considering the performance he had as a coach over there with so little pieces over there, and just like the way those guys kept rallying 2 seasons in a row. And like right after that, crazy reports were coming out about Flores. Like he didn't get along with guys, and like he didn't have a relationship with Tua, and he really wanted Deshaun Watson. But then after this report with this whole yacht thing, I feel like that might have been Deshaun Watson that was on the yacht, and my man was like, "Nah, I can't talk to him right here." So like it seemed like all that was made up now. Like I don't believe any of those reports. Like, especially now that this has come out, even at the time, I was like a little skeptical, but now it's like all those reports seem like straight bull now. And it was just a smear campaign to try to ruin the man's name, because they knew they was firing him for some immoral reasons. Like they was firing him because he wasn't down to be a part of that good old boys club. He was like, nah, like I'm standing for something. And I think that's the ultimate reason he got fired, now that the facts are coming out.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you on that, man. To me, it's just crazy, because we've all talked about how there's been racism in the NFL when it comes to hiring black coaches, because there's obviously just not enough. I believe there's still only one at this very moment.
Only one.
And originally I was hopeful because there was a lot of spots open and a lot of qualified black candidates, but once again, it seems like all these spots are getting filled by white head coaches. Some of whom you could even question their qualifications. I would say, but
Man, Eric
here we are
Bieniemy
yet
got looked
again.
over. Eric Bieniemy
So
getting looked over for 2 years now, man.
so now I gotta ask and pose the question: does this lawsuit, is this like a beacon of things that could possibly things could possibly be changing? Do you think this will change anything? How do you think this will affect the NFL and the coaching hiring? Because I believe the NFL already came out and said something like these accusations have no merit. So T, how do you think this all plays out with the NFL obviously ready to play hardball with Brian Flores?
Yeah, I think we'll see this thing in court for a while. We won't see the result of this. I'm guessing for 2 years at least, probably around then. They'll launch an investigation, independent investigation, all that sort of stuff. Maybe a congressional hearing. Who knows? Bunch of smoke and mirrors, dog and pony show, all that good stuff. But I do think we might see a little bit of change. But at the end of the day, man, you got to think this is old money. These people have had money for since segregation. You know what I'm saying? Like some of them since before segregation. Like these are not people that built their reputations and their names by putting black people in high places. That's kind of not the way they go. So I don't know how you make a billionaire do anything that they don't want to do. Just to be perfectly honest and transparent, you can add all the rules you want. You can try to add draft picks, endorsements. Just give them money, things like that. I don't know, but it's going to be slow process for this type of progress. We might see maybe 30 to 40% black head coaches in the next 15 years, but don't expect anything anytime soon.
Do you think we will see another black head coach at the start of the 2022 season?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
G, do you think
we ain't gonna see another black coach till Jay-Z buy a team? That's when we'll see it, man.
That's a fair point. I do think diversity and ownership is going to be huge when it comes to seeing more diversity in the head coaching. G, do you think this lawsuit is going to liberate some change?
Like I said, the Rooney Rule, like the Rooney Rule it's gonna make it to the point. If this lawsuit goes far, the Rooney Rule is not gonna be the scapegoat for every team no longer. Like they're gonna have to put out a list of candidates of who you're gonna interview from here on out for teams, at least to throw out because they're gonna want to show them like, hey, we're not just picking a random white man just to take our job. Now look, we interview these candidates, and now if their credentials matches up with the next man, and then teams are gonna be like, well, we're trying to get the next young guy out there. They're gonna try to throw that out there as well. But I think it's gonna be a change in the NFL, like where now teams are gonna have to throw out like, yo, these are your candidates, and match them with people of color and see if their credentials just even up the same. Because it's no more like, well, he could be the next young thing. No. It's gonna have to be the credentials matches. Are you overlooking somebody? Now you're gonna have to explain like, well, this is why I picked this candidate. No more like, yo, well, I felt that this guy would be my guy. Now it's gonna be with explanation. No longer it's just because I felt.
I think, and this is a radical idea. It's not something that I think the NFL will adopt. But I think, we dive into the players a lot, right? Like we're a sports show. We talk about combines. We talk about what they're doing when they're at their girlfriend's house. People snatching the phone from their side chicks when they get drafted. We talk about all these things, right? Why not? Why not
Classic.
make these coaching interviews live, primetime, ESPN, Fox, Gas, whatever network you want to put it on? Show me these interviews. Show them to me. Why not? We talk about the interviews of the players. You know what I mean? We need to strip the players down into their underwear and have them run routes and, you know what I mean, do jumping jacks and all kinds of stuff. So why can't we be more in tune and more involved when it comes to the hiring process of the NFL? It seems like a lot of backdoor politics, a lot of, things behind closed doors. But when it comes to the players, all the doors want to be open all the time. So the coaches are getting paid just as much. They're just as important and just a part of the team. So I think some of these things should be a little bit more public, maybe not in cameras right in their face, but some of these things could be a lot more public, a lot more transparent.
My man Rome said he want full access. I feel you, bro. That's not a bad. I mean, that's definitely a different level of access than we've ever had because we're not privy to any of the discussions that go on between front office and coaches. In fact, Brian Flores said when he interviewed for the Denver job last year, John Elway and the GM and the ownership came in hungover. So he was like he knew he had no chance to get that job because like they was hungover in his interview. So he was just like it's. They ended up going with Vic Fangio, who did a decent job, but just goes to show you. And I feel like I don't think nothing will really come of this, man. I kind of agree with T on this one. I mean, it's going to be lawsuits. It's going to be dragged out in courts. And then the one thing that could happen, though, is we can get some subpoenas. And we saw that happen with the Washington football case not too long ago, right? The whole thing with the Washington football team, guess who that came down on? John Gruden. We didn't get any information on the owner, any information on any front office people. All we really got out of that was John Gruden as a scapegoat for hundreds of thousands of emails. So we probably will get our hands on 100,000 emails, but I highly doubt it comes down on the ownership of any of these teams. It's going to just be scapegoated by somebody who probably has done something immoral, but wasn't necessarily the prime target of the investigation. And the NFL will just be able to finesse its way once again into taking no fault.
Damn, the NFL sounds real shiesty out here.
That definitely sounds about right. All right, well, we'll definitely be keeping tabs on that. Like y'all said, that'll be something that's ongoing. And as we are sports for the culture, we'll definitely be involved in the Brian Flores case as it continues. But let's talk about something a little bit lighter, not too much lighter, but Tom Brady, ladies and gentlemen, the GOAT. He has officially announced his retirement. It is real this time. I believe he did it himself on Instagram. Thanked a ton of people. Tom Brady has been playing for a lifetime, 22 years. I remember I was in like 5th grade when he first started playing. So we could go a long time for this. So, I mean, jump ball, man. Tom Brady. Retirement.
Tom Brady, man. What a guy. What a guy. Retires on the first day of Black History Month. All right. Normally I get on the internet on Black History Month and I see MLK, Rosa Parks, Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, that sort of thing. You know what you used to say. Today I get on the internet and all I see is a white guy. I'm not saying he wasn't great, but it's some interesting timing, Tom. You refuse to take away the light from the Super Bowl, but could care less about Black History Month. Fitting for a MAGA guy, I guess. But all that nonsense aside, he was the GOAT, man. I've been fortunate to see a lot of greats play their entire career or play a good portion of their career. The Jordans, the Tigers, the Serenas, Simone Biles, Michael Phelps, Brady. I mean, he's one of those Rushmore type guys, and I was lucky enough to see the entire thing. From Michigan to from Michigan to
Wild boy here
to Tampa. Hey, but. Yeah, man. Shout out to Brady. He's been one of my favorite quarterbacks, man. I love a winner. Even back when Manning was playing, I always loved Tom Brady. I just, supermodel wife, that sort of thing. I always loved the guy that, did everything at the highest level. And so shout out to him, man. Respected what he did. I don't think it'll ever be touched in my lifetime. And farewell, Tom Brady. Good luck in your next endeavor. Who knows what it is, but good luck to Mr. Brady.
His next endeavor, that is a very interesting topic. What will he do next? But Bryce, man, initial thoughts on Tom Brady's retirement.
Yeah, Brady definitely the GOAT, man. I mean, this point it's almost impossible to take that crown from him. I guess my first reaction is like, how few quarterbacks truly go out on top, man. He just led the league in 4 major statistical categories for quarterbacks. And he's retiring off that. I mean, we talk about what Brady's next endeavor is. I personally wouldn't be surprised if in 2-3 years, Brady look at the NFL like, hold up, man. I'm hopping back in this thing, man. Let me give it one more go, man. I can really see Brady pulling a Jordan, hopping on hopping on the team, feeling like, yo, I'm gonna be the first 50-year-old quarterback to make the playoffs or something crazy, set another record. I wouldn't take that away, bro. I wouldn't count that out, man. In fact, if I could put money on it in Vegas, will Tom Brady come back? I would, because I think there's a pretty high chance that your man looks at the competition like, hold on, I'm running this thing back one more time. I feel like a competitor like Brady, it ain't gonna sit right with him being out of the competition, man. It's just not gonna sit right. 22 years, bro. He basically been in the league more than half of his life, or about half of his life. That's crazy. That means for a third of his life, he's pretty much been in Super Bowls. Like, that's crazy. Your man is just unreal, bro. And when it's all said and done, T, I think you're right. I don't think anybody ends up touching him. Man, it's hard. It's really hard to put in perspective how great Tom Brady was, and I don't think it'll ever be another one. I don't think so either.
Yeah, it's funny you say half his life is. I saw a stat earlier. I think it was like 48, 49% of his life he's been in the NFL, which is absolutely insane. G, what's your initial thoughts on the GOAT's retirement?
I just want to say some of Tom Brady's my favorite Tom Brady moments is Super Bowl 2007 and Super Bowl 2011. You feel me,
True Giants
baby?
fan. True Giants fan.
You feel me? Shout out to Tom Brady. Thank you for all of that. I appreciate you, Papa. You went out like a champ. But besides that, yeah, man, you got to see him destroy somebody like Peyton Manning. When we all at one point we thought, yo, he's the greatest guy, and then he just makes Peyton Manning look like an average quarterback. Then you see what he do to Drew Brees. Like him and Drew Brees go back at it like 2 seasons ago for the touchdown record, and it's just Tom Brady's like, hold on, I got one more season. Let me hold that real quick. And then you see him now, like retiring now. I'm gonna go with like what Bryce said. Yeah, I see him. He's pulling the grunt, retire for a whole year, let his body rest, and then come back and take another team to the Super Bowl, make another Super Bowl run. Because literally all he needed this year was a receiver. He lost Godwin. Mike Evans couldn't do it on his own. And then AB just said, yeah, I'm out. Literally, my man came back and almost won that Ram game. I was surprised that I almost called it at halftime when I said it was a 17 lead in the halftime. And my man said, hold on, man, fourth quarter, I'm about to take it all back. I was like, no, what's going on? My man's legitimately the comeback king.
Yeah, absolutely. Brady has a ton of great moments. I mean, the stats are ridiculous. I'm gonna list off some of these stats, and then I want to ask you guys where Brady's obviously the GOAT when it comes to the NFL. But as far as accomplishments, not athletic ability, I want to ask you boys where would you rank him against other GOATs from other sports? But before I do that, let me list off some of Brady's accomplishments, what he's retiring with. All-time yards first, all-time touchdowns first, all-time wins first, Super Bowl appearances, Super Bowl wins, Super Bowl MVPs. This man is first in all these crazy categories. You know me, I'm big on quarterback wins, right? I support guys like Alex Smith, Jimmy Garoppolo for the simple fact that they win games. Tom Brady has 278 wins.
Hold on. Are you gonna just compare him to Alex Smith and Jimmy?
No, let me finish. Tom Brady has 278 wins all time, right? Who do you think the next closest player is to that all time? Drew Brees. How many wins do you think he has? 181. Tom Brady is the GOAT. Nobody in the NFL is touching him. There'll never be another Tom Brady. There probably won't be anything close to Tom Brady. He's retiring. He was just on the cover of Madden next to the guy who's coming up now. So he's not even letting Tom Brady is the GOAT in ways that I can't even describe. He doesn't even let nobody else shine. Like G said, we thought Peyton Manning was all that and then some. I was a Peyton Manning guy. Tom Brady owned Peyton Manning. Any other great quarterback, Tom Brady just always got the job done because that's just who he was, the ultimate competitor. So I think it's only right to compare him to other people who dominated in their sport. And I'd like to hear what you guys think about that and where you would rank Tom Brady just as one of the all-time greats in general.
Above Michael Jordan and LeBron, easily.
What? I can't put him above Jordan.
All right, before we go to Jordan, let's start here. Let's start here.
I put him above.
Put him above LeBron. Is that fair?
He's above LeBron.
I put him above LeBron.
He's above LeBron.
But it's like it's crazy though because like with Brady, and we actually kind of had this conversation before, and I was like, yo, are we talking about best athlete or greatest athlete, right? Because if it's the best athlete talk, there's a lot of people I put before Tom Brady. Now I'm talking about your athletic ability, right? But we talking about greatest athlete. Now I'm kind of more focused on your accomplishments, right? So I think the conversation we're kind of having here is greatest athlete. So I put him over LeBron. I put him Tiger.
He's not over Tiger.
I struggle putting him over Tiger. I struggle putting him over Tiger. Because we talking about greatness and we talking about accomplishments, man. And like Tiger
is his sport.
It's
no way around it.
Over Tiger, bro.
No one watches golf until Tiger plays.
Well, not even just that.
No.
Tiger dominated.
You gotta change that
when Tiger was in his prime, man, he wasn't letting nobody else eat. Like that's part of it.
But how long was Tiger's prime?
Long enough to break a lot of records. He's only behind Nicholas in a lot of stats. Like I think in majors. I mean
15 major championships, bro.
I mean Tiger basically.
But don't they have Jordan. Like a major like every other month?
That's a good point. It's not like it's only one a year, so that is a good point.
They're not that easy to win, obviously. Like it's an individual sport.
Well, obviously there's enough that you can catch up.
No.
Yeah, but still he's tied for first all time with PGA Tour wins, man.
Catching Tiger would be crazy.
Tiger is definitely legit, bro. It's hard to put anybody over Tiger.
Yeah. I'm not putting him over Serena.
Brady and Tiger might be tied.
I was going to bring up Serena.
No, can't put him
he's not above Serena in my opinion either. But I was going to bring up Serena. I think he's definitely in the conversation with all these people though, as far as accomplishments.
No. Look. Mike, Serena, Tiger. Kids grew up wanting to be those guys.
So wait. So how is Michael Jordan better than Tom then?
Because Michael Jordan made basketball what it is today, right? A lot of guys can eat and become billionaires because of Jordan. You know, Jordan sneakers, all right? Jordan Nike. Like, I want to be like Mike. That's a whole slogan. No one want to be like Tom. Never met a kid.
Nobody want to be like Tom.
I don't know. I don't know if I can say that. I don't know.
No kid grew up wearing Tom Brady's number, trying to emulate Tom Brady. They absolutely did not, right? Vic, we saw kids want to be Vic. We saw kids want to be other quarterbacks, but
I think this kind of speaks to the kids that you was growing up with. Because I'm pretty sure a guy like Joe Burrow or like Justin Herbert probably looked up to Tom, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure
Mac Jones.
Probably wanted to be like Tom.
Those guys probably were Favre guys. Like, at the end of the day, though, right? Even
let me say this.
Tom did not redefine how you play the position.
Let me say this as a pushback.
I disagree with that. We can get into
Let me say this as a pushback to your young point. You say that, but every young quarterback in the league that plays against Tom Brady gets that picture of them high-fiving or handshaking, hugging Tom Brady at the end of the game, and they post it on Instagram. They frame it in their house. All those young kids, when they play against Brady, have nothing but respect for Brady. They're honored to play against him. They all look up to him, bro. Like they all give him that GOAT respect. So maybe they don't want to emulate him the same way kids want to emulate a Lamar or a Michael Vick, but Tom Brady definitely has that. He wins, and that's what everybody wants to do. That's the quality that Tom Brady has that everybody wants to emulate is the winning.
Hey, and when we talking about changing like how the position is played, the quarterback position, bro, I think Tom did change that. Like, think about it like this, yo. There was Favre's, right? There was Marinos. There was Steve Young's. All those guys had a certain play style, gunslingers, right? But Tom was that very first guy that was like, I'm just taking what the defense gives me.
No,
I might dump it off to my running backs.
You're not about to write Joe Montana out the books.
I'm not. I'm saying Tom Brady might dump it to his running backs, and James White and Kevin Falk might both have 12 receptions at the end of the game, right? Quarterbacks weren't really doing that like that back in the day, bro. And
they're still not doing that.
No, yeah, they are. That's part of the game.
We just saw Mahomes lose because he refused to do that.
Yes, Mahomes. Yes, I'm saying the way they hitting the checkdowns in today's NFL.
Because Mahomes don't have a running back.
It comes from Tom Brady, bro. Hitting the check down is a Tom Brady special, bro. Like hitting that running back in the flat. Yo, they were not the way running backs are receivers today doesn't happen without Tom Brady. If you ask me, bro. At least not to this level, bro. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I mean, I think that's a little bit more McDaniels, but I'll give you that.
That might be a little bit more McDaniels. We'll see what happens with him in Las Vegas since he just got hired out there. But look, Tom is definitely the GOAT. T, I hear you talking about Joe Montana. In my opinion, Tom washes Montana in the greatest quarterback conversation.
Of course, of course,
So
of
I
course.
mean, but back to comparing Tom in the sense of people not wanting to be like him. I think that was just a little bit off base, bro. Like I think
It's not.
people definitely look up to Tom, bro, and they definitely want to emulate the quality. He's like the winning, bro. Like
People were
that's really
calling
what it
Tom a
comes down
cheater,
to.
man.
I mean, the haters call him a cheater, but everybody got
But
haters.
are you?
Spy game,
Do you know what
deflate
they
game.
say?
Lamar
If
Jackson
you're not
haters say he
cheating, you're
can't
not
throw.
trying.
Look, I'm not doubting Tom Brady's greatness, but what I'm saying is you're putting him next to the people that elevated the sport. Tom Brady did not elevate football. He just
What?
didn't.
Hey, come on, bro.
Tom
Tom
Brady did
Brady
not
didn't
elevate
elevate
football.
football.
No,
That's a crazy, bro. Now you just take it to the next
no,
level.
I'm not. Tom
Tom
Brady.
How did
Brady
if you're gonna say that, you got to tell me what.
Look,
How did Tom Brady not elevate football, bro? Please
how?
tell me.
What did he do to take football to the next level? In fact, Tom Brady.
So the Raiders game.
Hold on.
Remember?
I would say, in fact, Tom Brady got the rules changed. If he elevated football, it's because the league decided to protect him, which in turn extended the careers of
Is
all
that not like the
quarterbacks.
Michael Jordan rule? Is that not like the Michael Jordan rule?
What the Jordan rule was, he was going to get the cheap foul. That's something different. Like,
Okay, same thing with
Oh,
Tom Brady,
that's
my
something
brother.
no, but
different.
that's not
You
elevate. That's
literally
not
just said the
that's
same
not
thing.
elevating the game, right? Jordan took basketball and made
No,
it.
come on.
Jordan took basketball, made it international.
Oh, okay. So Jordan made it for himself, but Tom Brady did it for all the quarterbacks.
No,
Now you
no,
can't hit a quarterback below the belt.
Jordan did it for the entire globe. The reason we have Luka Doncic, the reason we
He
have
made
Dirk
it
Nowitzki,
popular for the entire globe.
the
But
reason we
Tom
have
Brady did
Tony
it for his
Parker's.
quarterback. He changed how you call a play. He changed how you call a foul on a quarterback.
Come on, man. Tom Brady didn't change
No.
the game.
No, the
He
NFL,
changed the game.
all leagues create rules to create more offense. And
Are you just
honestly,
mad that you got Jimmy G instead of Tom Brady?
no, what? Jimmy G been to 3 conference championships. He did a great job. He went to more than Aaron Rodgers. Like,
Tom Brady is retiring with more Super Bowls than every other team in the
I'm
league.
not talking
Yeah.
about his individual greatness. What I'm saying is you are comparing him to people that have transcended their sport. You know what I'm saying? Not only did they take their sport to the next level, they even went past that sport. Like kids want to play tennis because of Serena, Rory McIlroy, DJ. Like the young golfers say, no, I saw Tiger, and this is why I'm this
I
great.
mean, if we're gonna break it down like that, though, that's a little bit unfair because kids already grow up wanting to play football. Like you know what I mean? Like
right.
tennis wasn't popular. Golf wasn't popular. Tiger comes, Serena comes. All of a sudden, I want to pick up a golf club. I want to pick up a tennis racket. You know what I mean? I already had a football in my hand before. You know what I mean? Tom Brady or whoever caught my eye. So these other sports needed these superstar athletes to transcend the sport to do all that. Tom Brady, in order to do what you're saying, you know what I mean, which I still think he did, is he's doing it on a much higher level or a much tougher level as far as having to transcend something that's already big in everybody's eyes.
Look, man, I haven't seen Tom Brady in a movie. I haven't seen. I mean, it's just what I'm saying.
He's
Like
killing those Subway commercials.
and Manny was killing Papa John. I'm just saying it's levels to greatness. All right. I'm just saying it's levels to greatness. And if you guys don't believe me, look at that list that D Money posted. And if you had to pick somebody to have dinner with, Tom Brady would be the last one.
Well, who's the top 5 picks?
So the list that D Money posted for the listeners on the podcast, he's got Mike Jordan, Serena, Tiger Woods, Tom Brady, and LeBron. Which I agree with this list 100%. Is spot on. And I also agree with T. I mean, if I'm going to dinner, I'm picking Serena over all of them. That's
But you're picking Tom Brady last. Like,
Hey, but
is Giselle coming?
tough,
He might
man.
be second. I don't know.
Is LeBron even on that list, man?
no,
Like,
LeBron's not there yet.
Like it might be
Ooh.
somebody. It might be somebody that deserves that to be on that list before LeBron. I gotta really think about that. I gotta really think about that list right there, man.
Michael Phelps, probably.
Usain Bolt's another one. Like
Bolt's another one.
Bolt's another one that really gets overlooked in this conversation because Bolt
Yeah, we
might
can open
really
this up.
be the top spot, low key. Like,
Yeah,
especially
I was
because
gonna say you saying
he's in a sport with a finite shelf life, right? Nobody can be a sprinter, a top-notch sprinter forever, man. And even Bolt still went out on top. He probably still could have won or competed for one more gold medal at the time he retired. So Bolt's another one of those guys, man. I might put
I mean,
Bolt over LeBron on that list.
we could throw
I
some
would
boxers in
I
here.
would certainly put Bolt over LeBron.
And Floyd May deserves to be on that list
Yeah,
too, bro. Floyd May deserves to be on that list, bro. You talking about a guy that really changed the sport? Like Floyd May
I agree.
changed the pay
yeah.
scale in boxing.
I agree.
Now,
I mean,
Yeah.
a
but
lot of people would also argue that he ruined some things about boxing.
at,
You know
at
what I
this
mean?
rate, Jake Paul's going to be on that list.
Nah.
Oh shit.
He's changed the landscape of
he's
YouTube.
he's he's changing the game.
I'm done.
He's
I'm
changing
going
the game.
home. I'm calling it quits.
Hey, I mean that's definitely an interesting convo. We might have to run this back one day as a separate topic. Who's really the top dogs when it comes to changing the game in sports? Because those are some interesting names, man. Floyd Mayweather was one that I actually forgot about. But he probably belongs. I don't even know if I could really put Tom over Floyd for real, because he really did change. He changed a lot in boxing, and
I'm putting
at a
Tom over
time,
Floyd.
kind of for the reason I was saying earlier, like Floyd is doing it when at a time where people weren't really messing with boxing like they were. Boxing was already down, so he really, like you said, changing the pay scale and stuff. That's huge at a time when people weren't really checking for it. So shout out to Money Mayweather, man. I know people hate him though. Love to hate him. But one more quick football topic, man, before we switch things up real quick. We got to get in this championship Sunday. I know the loyal listeners probably think I've been avoiding this Matthew Stafford Rams nonsense after I've been trashing this man, pretty much since the show started. I'm gonna keep it real with you though. I still don't think the guy's elite. We can get into this. Scruff's not on the show today. He's enjoying his little week off. I'm sure he'll have some comments for me when we make our Super Bowl picks next week. But we'll save that for next week. Fellas, let me get y'all's thoughts though. Let's start with this Rams 49ers game. T, I know this one was near and dear to your heart. In the production meeting, you said you hate football now. So break this one down for us, man.
Yeah, man, it was a good game. I thought Stafford played well. I mean, he tried to get the game away at the end, but outside of that one error throw, I thought he managed the team well. I kind of agree with you. I don't think Stafford's elite. I think the elite guys elevate their weapons. I think Stafford is a guy that can just, he does good. He does good with his weapons. He gets the ball to him, which is good quarterback play. I don't think he's Breeze, Rodgers, Manning, Brady, the guys that can do it with anyone. He needed Cup. He needed OBJ. You know what I'm saying? So, but shout out to them. They beat a really good 49ers team. They came from behind. And that's another thing you got to give Stafford credit for. You came back from 8 minutes. He did what needed to be done. So shout out to the Rams. The Super Bowl went through at least the NFC went through the NFC West. Like I told you boys at the beginning, toughest division in football. So, I ain't too mad. We weren't supposed to go there.
Technically, the Super Bowl is going to go through there too, since it is in LA.
Yeah,
Home game for the Rams. So you were right on the money. NFC West, man, running things. Bryce, man, what were your thoughts on the Rams 49ers?
Oh man, yeah, interesting game. I thought the game came down to who was going to make the bigger plays on defense, and I think the Rams did that. Jalen Ramsey with some big stops down the stretch. Aaron Donald, of course, with the game-sealing play on Jimmy Garoppolo, which led to an interception. And the 49ers defense fell short with the opportunities they had to really change the game. I think the first week of the playoffs or second week of the playoffs, Kyle Shanahan said that we were going to win this game on special teams, right? And this week they had to win the game on defense. And Jaquiski Tartt, who's been playing well, was unable to come up with the big pick. That was just a complete errant throw by Matt Stafford. Like T said, he tried to get the game away. But it's those plays, it's those one or two plays that really make the difference in an outcome. And I don't think either of the offenses really shined they made enough plays. Don't get me wrong. And so Stafford made plays when it counted, but it wasn't really an offensive showdown. This game came down to who was going to make the better plays on defense. And I just don't think. But hey, let's be honest. It was bad coaching on both sides too. I mean, Sean McVay. I don't know what he was thinking in some of these moments. I mean, and then Kyle Shanahan on the other side. You don't call that timeout before the 2-minute warning, like, bruh, like that's like basic Madden. That's like basic, like
I say it all the time.
We all know that play. We all know you call that timeout before the 2-minute warning, then use the 2-minute warning as a fourth timeout, as a de facto fourth timeout. You know what I mean? So I thought he dropped the ball right there, especially when it was clear that the Rams was playing for that field goal. They weren't trying to punch a touchdown, and they were playing for that field goal, running the ball. You know, like it was clear what they were trying to get. And I thought that was a little questionable. But like I said, I also thought some of McVay's decisions were questionable as well. It seemed like it was two coaches that both knew each other that were trying too hard to outsmart each other almost. You know what I mean? Like they were trying to stay a step ahead of the other one, and in doing that, they were just missing the easy decisions as coaches. But still another classic game, man. Just adds to the crazy stretch of football that we've had over these last four weeks now. And shout out to the Rams for getting it done. I had definitely picked the 49ers. I didn't believe in Stafford. But now with all that elite talk, I'm not ready to call him elite, but you got tier 1 and then you got tier 2, and I think he has entered, that tier 2. I do think he's kind of on the bottom of that tier 2, but he's in that tier right below you. I mean, you had Brady, Rodgers, Mahomes, probably Josh Allen. Then right below that tier, you got to put Stafford in there now. We went to a Super Bowl. I think Rome said it the other week that Stafford doesn't get any respect until he makes the Super Bowl, and you got to get that man his respect now.
Yeah, he gets a little ounce. He gets a little ounce of respect. He did. He did what they
get a trade 5 of respect.
He did what they signed him to do. But before I go off on him, G man, what did you think of the 49ers Rams? You weren't on the show last week, so who did you have winning this game? We all had the 49ers.
I had the Rams. If y'all see my parlay, I had the motherfucking Rams. I had nothing but the Rams on that goddamn ticket. What the fuck? I'm just mad Odell Beckham didn't get those 2 touchdowns. I would have been rich. I would have gave everybody a PlayStation 5 in this show right now. I would have been Oprah Winfrey of the PlayStation 5. You get one. You get one. Fucking you get one. Fuck. Damn it. But no, I had the Rams. And nowadays, do you really need a top-tier quarterback to win you a Super Bowl? Nick Foles won you one. Eli Manning won you 2. Joe Flacco won you 1. Nowadays, you just need a quarterback that can make the plays when they count. So top-tier quarterback, that's really just a myth. That's only for the regular season accolades. If you need that kind of quarterback, because clearly Patrick Mahomes, we'll talk about him next. That's what it is. But nowadays, you just need a quarterback that'll make you those plays when they count the most. Just don't fuck it up. As we all can say, don't fuck it up. You just need a quarterback that'll take you to the promised land and that won't fuck it up. And I just want to say, I slept on the 49ers defense all year long. I really didn't think they were right there with the Rams defense. I thought they were like 2 tiers down, but they're just a par or even just lightly a little bit better giving any other Sunday. Because goddamn, I slept on your 49ers defense, my boy. I knew Deebo Samuel was the truth, but clearly he just needs a little bit extra help in the quarterback position. Because goddamn, Deebo Samuel, that man's a jack of all trades. I never seen something like that in a receiver. Runs like a running back, but fucking is fast like a receiver. Hands with a receiver. I haven't seen that never in my life until now. But yeah, I'm gonna just say like it was a pretty slow game. I thought it would have been high scoring though. I'm not gonna lie. I really had it going over 52 points.
Yeah, it was a good game, man. You were smart for picking the Rams. I wish you would have hit that parlay too, man. I would love a new PS5.
Bro,
courtesy of G.
And I had another ticket. I had Odell Beckham scoring a touchdown, and I had your boy number 11. I can't get his name for the 49ers.
Ayuk.
Ayuk, I had him scoring a touchdown. My man had over 100-yard receiving. I'm like, where's the touchdown? I had Deebo Samuel scoring. Oh my God, I had a fucking fabulous ticket. It was Ayuk and Odell Beckham that that just gave it to me. Pause. Whole lot of spicy to me. I'm like, yo, I could have gotten everybody a PlayStation 5. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted to do.
All right. Well, this is the part where Scruff. If you're watching, I hope you're ready for this part, bro. All right. I've given Matthew Stafford a lot of crap, but I here on the Sports for the Culture podcast want to give Matthew Stafford his just due, his respect. Congratulations to Matthew Stafford. You made it to the Super Bowl. That's what they paid you to do. That's what the quarterback before you and Jared Goff did. So now it's time to go win the damn thing. That's why you're here, right? What else did they do for Matthew Stafford along the way? Do you guys remember? Oh, that's right. They traded for Odell in the middle of the season because Sean McVay got halfway through the season and was like, damn, Matthew Stafford's not who I thought he was. I need to go get Odell Beckham Jr. Then he also said, you know what? As good as our defense is, we got Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald. I need to go get Von Miller too because Matthew Stafford isn't elevating the damn thing. So with that being
But hold
said,
on, bro. Hold on. Put this in perspective. Robert Woods did get hurt, though.
But then they get Odell
Woods
before
got
Woods
hurt.
got
So you
hurt?
trade for
No.
No,
Odell
they didn't. They
Beckham
got,
got
they got
hurt,
Odell because Robert Woods got hurt.
Yeah, Woods went down.
Yeah, Woods went down, and then they traded for Odell Beckham Jr. So they're rocking with Cooper Kupp and OBJ. Those are
Hey,
the
but
two
they
best
No,
also
they
receivers.
didn't
signed. They
trade for
also
Odell
signed
Beckham.
OBJ. as a
Odell
free agent.
Beckham signed.
Yeah, he was a free agent.
Oh, that's right. That's right. See, I keep forgetting they traded for Miller, and then OBJ they just went after because they didn't trust Stafford enough to get the job done without Woods. But
Yeah.
that's fine. They put
The
all their
shade is
chips.
crazy
They
here.
put all their chips into the table, on the table for this year. They went all in on Stafford. He's got to get it done against Joe Burrow, who we're also about to talk about in a second. So as I transition to the Bengals, I just want to say that at this very moment, Joe Burrow is a better quarterback than Matthew Stafford. Bryce wants to talk about tiers. Joe Burrow's in that tier too, for sure. And he's definitely sitting above Matthew Stafford. We could debate that if y'all want to, but Matthew
Yeah, I'm
Stafford
about to
was
say
in Detroit. He was in
I
Detroit
thought
for
they got I thought they got OBJ before Woods got hurt. I think they did. I think you're right, B.
yeah. See, they were desperate. They
Yeah,
knew Stafford
they got
wasn't the guy.
OBJ before Woods got hurt. It was just like around the same time. It just happened. But
They knew
crazy
that
coincidence.
Stafford isn't a Joe Burrow. They knew that Stafford is a guy that goes to Detroit and can't turn the franchise around, spends a decade there, decade plus, can't get it done. And then you got a guy like Joe Burrow who spends 2 years in Cincinnati. They're a whole new franchise in the Super Bowl, winning the AFC North, winning playoff games, things they haven't done in my whole life. Because Joe Burrow is a true franchise changer, whereas Matthew Stafford is just a guy with a nice arm. But
all right, well,
Bengals.
let's hop on these Bengals. Let's not give Joe Burrow every single ounce of credit for the Bengals turnaround and completely write off everything that the Bengals have done to get to this point. I mean, they finally put together a decent O line, put together one of the toughest.
Wait,
young
you said
receiving
decent O
corps.
line?
Yeah, time out,
Yeah, no,
Bryce. I can't.
they've put
They
significant
drafted
resources on
well,
that O line,
I
bro. I mean,
but they got
I
some injuries
wish
on that O line.
I wish we had the run the tape right now, bro. Because last week you was just going in on them for giving up all them sacks, bro.
no, bro. What did I say about them sacks last week? I said a lot of those sacks were Joe Burrow's fault. Run the tape, please, bro. I said they got 9 sacks, and I said about 4 or 5 of them were on Joe Burrow. Run that tape, bro.
Joe
Now,
Burrow, come on.
in the same light, you talking about T. Higgins, bro. In fact, T. Higgins, that draft pick made me and Scruff some money because I had him as one of the top players coming out of that year, and they got him in the second round, and the first pick of the second round, actually. Me and Scruff both put a nice little bag on that, him as the first pick in the second round, and we made our nice on that. But then you got Jamar Chase. Come on. Didn't you put him as a top 5 receiver, Ron? I think you did.
Chase
I
is
think
nice.
you told me he's a
Chase is
top
nice.
5 receiver already. So let's
I
remember
didn't
that.
say Burrow didn't have
Let's
weapons.
remember they got Jamar Chase, right? And then if we look on the other side of the ball, they've been drafting great for the past few seasons, bro. I mean, like, well, they got on the D line DJ Reader. That's a dog. They got my boy Logan Wilson. He was one of my favorite linebackers coming out of Wyoming. I thought he was going to be a first round pick. Ended up going like the 3rd round. That's a steal. I mean, who they got at safety? What they got? Von Bell back there, right?
Bates and
Yeah,
Bell, yeah, they
Bates,
got a
Jesse
nice little
Bates,
tandem at
bro.
safety, but their corners.
Another guy who was a crazy great find. I think they might have got him in like the second or third round, and he was a dog in college, bro. Like it's crazy. They drafting crazy over there, bro. I don't know who that GM is. I wish I knew off the top of my head. That dude deserves some credit. But don't get me wrong, Joe Burrow is nice. Because wrong, if you recall, if you want to run some more tape, I tried to tell you that Joe Burrow was better than Justin Herbert back when you was, sucking Justin Herbert a few weeks back. I tried to tell you that Joe Burrow was
Yeah,
better.
I don't know about the tugging. I don't know about the tugging, but I still think Justin Herbert is right there with Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow is better than Justin Herbert, bro.
But Joe
I'm
Burrow might
playing
be a
that
little
way.
bit
I don't
better.
think so.
I will concede that. I will concede
Joe
that because
Burrow better
Burrow
than
has
Justin
really
Herbert.
impressed me with this playoff run. Although one could argue that Herbert deserved to be in it over them Steelers and Big Ben because that was a little bit of a debacle. But that's another conversation. But let's keep talking about these Bengals, man.
Wait, how did he deserve to be there when he lost it?
I mean,
Hey,
I think
talk your talk, G.
What?
G with some basic
Shit.
logic for you.
Gee, all right. So you telling me the Steelers and the Chiefs was a good game, or whoever they lost to? Who did the Steelers even get blown out by? I don't even
The
remember that
Chiefs.
game no more.
No, was it the
But
Bills?
the Chiefs,
No,
but like I said,
Chiefs.
you had a chance to win to the playoffs and you fucked it up. That's like the same thing with the coach. You deserve to
I mean,
be there.
that game was different. They thought they were gonna tie, and that was one of the weirdest NFL games ever.
Hey, let's get into this game though, bro. Let's get into
Yeah,
this.
let's get this
Man,
back
look.
on track.
This Bengals Chiefs game, man. Because we
Man, look.
we were going up in the group chat on this game, and I swear that game came down to Andy Reid. 5 seconds left in the first half. That's one play, bro. We already know that 5 seconds most likely is one play. And
Take
the only
the
way it's
points.
more than one play is you snap the ball and throw it directly to the end zone. They don't like their 3-yard line. And they throw a freaking cute, they try to draw something cute to Tyreek Hill, throwing the ball outside of the end zone. He gets tackled outside the end zone. They had no timeouts, half over. And they lose that. They could have took that 3 points. They end up losing by 3. That was the game right there. And I told y'all in the group chat at that time. So Andy Reid and Bieniemy are getting too cute right here. And T responded, agreed, you always take the points in the playoffs. And they lose by those 3 points, bro. It's just dumb coaching this whole weekend, bro. These dudes never played Madden, bro. Your grandfather into the NFL coaching trees, man. They never played Madden.
I mean, I do think it falls on the coaching, but not even just for that mistake of not taking the 3. Because honestly, that completely killed all their momentum. After that, I think they didn't score. I think they got that field goal and that was it. They just went cold after that. Because I've said it before, the Chiefs are like a NBA team, man. They're like the Warriors. Once they get hot and they start scoring, they go on these crazy runs. Doesn't matter what you do on defense, who you got. You could blitz, play zone, whatever. Once the Chiefs are hot, they're just going to score. And that's what they did to start the game. I think it was the first 3 possessions, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. But like you guys said, after they didn't get it on at the end of the half, and then it was just ice cold after that. And Burrow, man, a dude like that was just calm, cool, collected the whole game, did what he needed to do, had some nice third down runs, and the Bengals got it done. T, man, what did you think about that game?
I thought it was a good game. I thought the Bengals would win that game. Like I told you, the Bengals were just young enough to not care, man. Not care that they were down, not care that it was the Chiefs, not care that it was Mahomes that was supposed to go. And it showed. Like, they didn't put their head down at halftime. They came out of half and they came out firing. And it's crazy because for as amazing as a passer people want to say Joe Barrow is, he made a hell of a lot of plays running the football, man. He tucked that thing and said, I'm going to get us a first down. I'm going to get us a win. And remember, I told you guys, Joe Barrow, and I compared him to Jimmy G, and there's a few other quarterbacks like that. And they're the anti-Carson Wentz. Their guys want to play for them. Their team rallies around them. They're cool guys. You saw Joe B dressed like The Rock after the game with his ice on, talking about his diamonds. Like, he's a relatable guy. And I know you want to talk about the game, but I want to talk about Joe Burrow. He is that team because he's the heart of that team. And that's why they're there. You know what I'm saying? Chiefs definitely got too cute. I don't know why you don't just go to Tyreek Hill and Kelsey all game. like literally all game. You can scheme it up so many ways. You can hand Tyreek Hill the ball. You can run reverses. You can do all sorts of stuff. Chiefs can get crazy creative. We've seen that. But when push came to shove, they got scared to run some of those plays. They got scared to call some of those plays with the sidearms and the fake pitches and that sort of thing, man. So I thought they deserved to lose, and I think that's a wake up call for Pat Mahomes. Like nothing guaranteed in this league. You're not Tom, and if you want to be Tom, you got to see it through. You got to finish the fight, and they didn't. So Bengals deserve to be there. And shout out to them young boys, man. I want to see them put up some points in this Super Bowl.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Barrow is certainly the heart of that team. G, who did you have going in this game, the Chiefs or the Bengals? And did you win any money?
I told you. The fucking Odell Beckham. Damn you, Odell. Some bitch. Love you. Hate you, bitch. But no, what I got out of this game, the Chiefs need a fucking running back. I said it earlier this year. They need a running back because Clyde Edwards ain't it, and McKinnon is definitely not it. They both are like Darren Sproles kind of running back. They need a legit number one running back because clearly, look at Patrick Mahomes. He was by the red zone, and what? He got sacked for 17 yards on the last right? And then fumbled. Oh my God, yeah. It's like, yo, come on. They need a running back. This is the one year where it's like, yo, if they had a running back, that they could have easily won that game before the fourth quarter ended. Like it would have been the Bengals at the 25-yard line with like 35 seconds to go. And I don't believe Joe Burrow was gonna do anything with that. This is one of those chances like, yo, he needs a running back. The Chiefs look bad without a running back. They could have killed the clock with a legit running back instead of just fucking trying to pass and throw it to whoever was open. And clearly, Patrick Mahomes looked startled. I was just like, yo, is this Patrick Mahomes? Or is this like fucking, what's my name? Carson Wentz wearing Patrick Mahomes' face mask. Ugh, I'm trying to lose the game now. What the fuck is going on? I'm like, yo, you're losing me money, you son of a bitch. I wanted to go over there. I wanted to play quarterback at one point. I was like, yo, I think I could run the ball. Fuck it. I got this. The Chiefs are in desperate need of a running back this offseason. I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to either draft a running back or try to fucking pay a running back to come and play for them.
Yeah, you might be right about that. They could benefit from a run game. But one thing is definitely for sure in the AFC right now is they got a ton of good quarterbacks. They got from Joe Burrow to Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes might be the best one talent-wise, but he's got a lot of competition in Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, all those guys.
I mean, so how is Justin Allen a better quarterback than Joe Burrow right now?
Josh Allen? I think
Josh Allen. How is Josh Allen how is he a top-tier quarterback over Joe Burrow?
Well, that's what's great about the AFC right now is you got Pat Mahomes, who seems to have Josh Allen's number, and then now Joe Burrow is 2-0 against Pat Mahomes. Can't count Herbert out of the picture. So I mean,
and then you got an MVP that can't even get deep in the playoffs.
Whoa. You can count Joe.
We got shots fired at
Joe
Lamar.
Joe is nowhere near the caliber.
Can't forget about Lamar though. He's definitely in this conversation. The AFC is definitely loaded with quarterbacks right now. And it'll be interesting to see what happens in the NFC during free agency because Russ and Rodgers might be on the move.
And what's crazy is that conference is supposed to have Deshaun Watson too.
Yeah.
A lot of young talent out there at the quarterback position, man.
Mac Jones had a good year. Yeah, so the AFC
the NFC is for taking right now when it comes to quarterbacks, man. Like the NFC really is up for grabs right now, and especially with Tom being gone, Aaron Rodgers' status up in the air. You never know. Aaron Rodgers might be headed for the AFC. He might be headed for Pittsburgh.
Denver.
So this whole NFC could really be up for grabs for the next 4 or 5 years.
Right on time for Trey Lance. I like it.
No Lamar slander during Black History Month.
Yeah, that's right. You hear that?
I mean, if he was still playing during Black History Month, I wouldn't slander him.
Hey man, everybody gets hurt, bro. He gonna be all right. They're gonna bounce back.
Nah, in T's book, no one's allowed to get hurt unless it's Derrick Henry.
Look,
I'll still never forgive T for speaking Derrick Henry's injury.
I will never forgive T. Who in my fantasy league this year? Hate you.
Titans fans are tight. They gotta hate T.
look, man. If you keep driving your car without changing your oil, I'm not Miss Cleo, but I'll predict the engine's gonna go, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Hey man, so I think that's gonna wrap it up on the NFL side. But T, I think you got some news for us though.
All right, man. I was looking through the entertainment headlines, and I really wanted to bring y'all a lot of rapid fire stuff, a lot of topics, but there wasn't a whole lot going on in Hollywood that I felt we really cared about. But there's a couple things people were talking about. At least I was. ASAP Rocky and Rihanna, they were a thing, but now they got a baby on the way. So people hear baby, that's like official right now. They're a thing for good. At least 18 years, they're connected permanently. CG clapping it up, man. How do y'all feel about ASAP and Rihanna with a little baby on the way?
He did his thing as you're supposed to be. Man, sometimes the breadwinner got to be the shorty. You got to be the stay-at-home dad. I respect that. He did what he's supposed to do. Shorty got the money.
Your album.
You feel me? Like, look at Tom Brady. Giselle got way more money than Tom Brady. No man's still successful. Still considered a GOAT. I'm saying ASAP Rocky got to work on his craft. He be all right. Dig what I'm saying? He be all right. He's shorty rich. He don't got to worry too much. He could be all about the designer stuff. It's cool. He did what he's supposed to do.
Definitely a come up for Rock.
You feel me?
Definitely.
Real Harlem like. I respect that.
That's a
New York.
That's a good move, man. Pull the fast one. Hey, what you think, Bryce?
Man, Rihanna ugly anyway. That's how you feel when you really hurt. You know what I mean? Man, she ugly anyway, man. Nah, I was hurt, bro. Everybody know Rihanna was my favorite, man. Rihanna, how you do me like that? Nah,
hey, man.
But
she found love in a broken place.
Shout out to ASAP Rocky, man. I just feel like at this point, nobody's gonna know my man for some of them classic bars he dropped back in the day, and he's just gonna be. He's no longer known as Pretty Flacco. He's gonna be known as a hubby now. He's gonna be a real husband of Hollywood after possibly being one of the young up and coming rappers. Man, it's like, damn, bro. I thought you was that dude, man. Like, I'm looking at the headlines and they like Rihanna marries fashion icon. He's not even known as a rapper no more, man. He's a fashion icon. Whatever, bro. He's known as a husband now, bro. He's known as he's Rihanna's baby daddy, man. He's not even ASAP Rocky no more, man. It's crazy.
So I don't want to catch you in them Fenty men's wife beaters, all right? When they drop,
you'll never see
ASAP
me
Rocky drop his line.
You'll never see me in anything Fenty. I promise you that.
Yo, that's hilarious.
Bro, how you feel about it?
Man, I'm happy for them, of course, welcome. They're going to have a baby, everybody's got to be happy for that. But I was kind of disappointed because, like, I thought Rihanna was supposed to be dropping an album soon. I was kind of looking forward to it, I guess that's going to be, put on hold. But what I am looking forward to now, music-wise, is this inevitable Drake and Chris Brown diss on A$AP Rocky, right? Like, they got to be dropping. They got to be dropping the diss track soon. I know they mad. Nah, let me stop. The funniest thing to me about this though has been the memes, man. The Drake memes have been hilarious. People posting pictures of him crying, acting like he's real torn up about it. But other than that, man, I'm happy for them. Good for A$AP Rocky and good for Rihanna, and best wishes.
All right. I got definitely best wishes to both of them, man. No hate from the gas team, but I got two questions coming out of this, man. Do you care when your ex has a baby?
No, yes. I told you. I'm thinking she ugly anyway.
No, you
so
do care.
If you breathe,
it depends what kind of ex is it though. Is it like your last relationship ex, or like the one you thought that was supposed to have your baby ex?
I mean, both of them seem to have some sort of significant time or value to her at one point. So I would guess it goes both ways. So it's probably not the last ex, but it's still one they at least kept an eye on, kept tabs on a little bit.
If you got a problem with your ex having a baby, you should have never made it your ex, man. Once you my ex, like, do what you want to do. I'm no longer in any way, shape, or form concerned about what you do. That's just not me. To each his own, though, but like that's just not me, man. You my ex.
Hold on. So you telling me you trying to get your shit together so you gotta let her be your ex, And you're not gonna be like, yo, you're not gonna work your way back into it after
Nah, but
like
that's why I'm
5 or
not
2
letting my
bodies
shorty
later.
go. That's why I'm not letting my shorty go from Jump Street. Like, if you my shorty and I want you, I'm not letting you go. If I let you go, you free to have. I hope you have 10 babies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope you pop them out for 10 years straight. Every 9 months, I hope you got one in the oven. Like, I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping at
Very
all.
devilish, like.
All right. I'm gonna try to destroy your body. I get
think
All right,
it.
but
think
look,
it all.
if she was your ex like 4 months ago and she's 6 months pregnant, all right, that might be a little bit of an issue.
Yeah. See, that's
She's 6
what I
months
was about to
pregnant with
say.
somebody else.
I think it depends on how it ends, bro. Like if it ends,
that math might be a hit to your ego. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
if it ends on good terms, or y'all are cool, then to each their own. Do what you need to do. But like Bryce just said, man, if the math ain't adding up, or if all of a sudden you might have felt like you let one go. She might be living her best life. You see her happy, you see her raising kids, and then you look around and you just messing with little thoughts that probably couldn't raise nothing, and you might be a little disappointed in yourself. That might be a hard to swallow pill, but that's life. That's how life goes sometimes.
That is indeed life, man. And like Bryce said, if you wanted her, man, you should have kept her. All right. So my second question, ASAP Rocky and Rihanna used to date a long time ago, and now they got back together. Do you guys believe in dating exes, rekindling that old flame, as you will?
It depends how it ended. Like if we cheated on each other now, you can't rekindle that shit because there's never gonna be no trust. But as long as
All
from
right.
like your mutual agreement, like yeah, I could come right back. You know how Fab said, you're supposed to come right back. It's supposed to be my cinnamon apple. But fuck, I was gonna get right back.
Hey, go ahead. So, I mean, me personally, I don't believe in dating exes, but if it worked for you, you like it, I love it.
I mean,
You know
let's
what they say?
define.
Sometimes it's better the devil you do know than the devil you don't.
Let's define getting back though, because is it getting y'all were in a prior relationship, or is it like y'all had a thing or a fling that nothing really developed, time went by, and then y'all quote unquote got back and more developed?
Either.
Because I'm a product of that. So I would say go ahead and get back, bro. Because
Okay.
I mean if everything was cool, everything ended in a however it ended, but nobody had hard feelings. Why not pick it up later on in life? Maybe you both needed to level up and re-meet up.
Rome said he feeling like Common. What Common say? Y'all know how I met her. We broke up and got back together. Hey, but y'all know me, man. The only rekindling I'm doing is upgrading my Kindle Fire from the Kindle 4 to the Kindle 5, man. It's the only rekindling we doing over here, man. Once it's a wrap, it's a wrap. Like it, because what I realized too, Rome, you probably got a good point, but like I don't know, I feel like you always realize y'all broke up for a reason, and eventually, in my opinion, that same reason ends up rearing its ugly head. And I think that once you move on, it's probably best to move on. I'm not saying you can't. Maybe that's just your soulmate, and y'all gotta go through the trials and tribulations of life. But they also say you're right, G. They do talk about the devil you know versus the devil you don't. But there's another term. The grass is always greener on the other side, my boy. So it just depends which legendary saying you want to go with, man.
I heard the grass ain't always greener on the other
Yeah,
side.
exactly. I heard your grass is just green is good enough.
That means you're not watering your grass properly.
All right.
You gotta have that green thumb, baby.
Everybody don't know how to make something grow, man. You definitely right about that. All right. So
hey,
I caught that one.
Hey, TC Wild today, bro.
all day. My boy's been spicy.
Hey,
We caliente.
Look, man, it is what it is. That is a fact.
Right.
Everybody don't know how to make something. It's a fact. I don't make the rules on this stuff. All right. Look, so I jumped on the internet this morning. You know what I'm saying? Check Twitter, and I saw some interesting conversations going on. One of them really had me had me like kind of laughing and just kind of. I hate to laugh at somebody else's pain. I don't know if this is a true or false story, but it had me laughing a little bit. So I started asking people, and I was getting reactions all over the board. And I'm gonna give y'all the scenario, and y'all let me know your thoughts on this. Basically, I don't want to read the whole thing. It's like 5 paragraphs, 6 paragraphs. I'm gonna spare you. Just sum it up real quick. So a guy has a wife that's dying. You know what I'm saying? She's scheduled to die in 9 months or so. That's what the doctors gave her. And right now she can still walk and she's still relatively healthy, but her health will deteriorate. So as one of her dying wishes, she asked her husband, can she have sex with her ex, as a dying wish? And the ex was really conflicted about this, saying, he didn't want to deny his wife a dying wish, but at the same time, he was hurt that, one of the last things she wanted to do before she died was sleep with, her ex. You guys are the guy. How do you handle this situation? I'm curious.
Oh, I'm
I
pulling the
going to the
plug.
funeral. Do what you gotta do. I'm out.
I'm pulling the plug, bro. You see, she said she's already dying. What she got?
No, she not on the, you know what I'm saying?
What she got? I'm accelerating it, bro. What she got? Oh, you want to do what? The time is short.
So you gotta go. You go. Kill her
Man,
off.
I'm out, bro. I'm out. I don't know what killer disease she got fucking with her brain cells, thinking that I'm gonna let you smash the ex before you die. Like you.
But it's a dying wish, bro. It's a dying wish.
It's a dying wish.
Hey.
I'm not Santa Claus.
It's not to make a wish foundation.
I ain't granting nothing. I ain't no damn genie. This ain't Aladdin.
So how would you handle that? So you're leaving? You're gonna leave your dying wife?
Bro, I'm
This is a
gone,
wife.
bro. If she asked that, clearly.
Are you leaving for her? Are you leaving for her asking, or are you leaving like you're just saying no to it, and if she do it, then you leaving?
I'm leaving for asking, bro. Cause that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Clearly, if you're dying, and this is the last thing you want to do, one of the last things on your bucket list, that means you've been wanting to do this shit, bro. So yeah, I'm good. I'm good, bro.
Not only does that mean you've been wanting to do it, but it probably means you've been doing it. And now it's just like, the only way you can do it is if cuz come right through the hospital doors. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Like if I'm on my deathbed and I'm like, man, I want my mama's mac and cheese one last time. That's because I've been eating that shit my whole life. I love that shit. I need that shit. So you saying you want your ex one last time? Nah, bro. Come on now.
Hey, D, what he said, once they announced his terminal, he already in the streets.
Now that's terrible.
Hey, D, what are you a wild boy? So are you single? Not quite. My wife, she kind of, don't worry, she'll be out of the picture soon. She on her way to, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
Said, I'm single. She got 2 weeks left.
The world is now, it's probably a shorty out here that would accept that and start talking to you, bro. That's the sad thing about this world today, man.
Right. So how would you handle
it's probably a dude out there that's like, oh, that's your dying wish. He's already on the way. Like, couldn't be me, bro. Couldn't be me. How about this? If you're the ex and shorty's dying and the hubby hits you, like, yo, my girl's dying, bro. She says she miss you, Bryce. Like, you coming? You fulfilling the wish? She's dying.
Nah, bro. I don't want that. I don't want that decaying box on my tab.
How do you know it's decaying?
How do you call somebody? How do you call somebody?
It might be brain cancer.
Like, yo, my wife's dying, bro. I need you to come.
It ain't moldy yet, but the expiration.
I need you to come.
Oh man, he said the box smell like chemo. That's terrible.
I don't want that on my tab, bro. All I'm saying is like, it's a no for me both ways, yo. Like, first off, if my girl dying and that's what's on her mind, bro, like, if you get 9 months and what's in 18 months not on your mind, like the doctor tell you 9 months, I need somebody that's like, they said 9, but we going for 18. Like, all right, bet. I like where your mind at. But they tell you 9 months and you scrambling to think like who you could smash before this. What's going on here, yo? What are we doing?
To be fair, none of us have been in that situation where the doctor said, all right, this is the day you're going. So you don't know what could go through somebody's mind.
Bro, no, bro. If the doctor tell you this today, you're all right, listen. But we all gonna die, right? So we all know we got a day that we're going. So like any wish you got is really a dying wish if you ask me, because it's something you want to do before you die. So like if they tell you got 9 months and like your mind immediately jumps to like, you know, getting some action from somebody specific that's not in your relationship, like that's crazy to me, yo. Like that's crazy to me. I'm with Rome. I'm out for you asking. Now you better die alone. Now you can go. Now you get to go smash homie and die alone. Now. I hope you're happy. I hope that's a crazy ass, bro.
G, are you in agreement with the two gentlemen above you?
Yes. I'll be damn. It's like, yo, you might as well tell me, get the camera, record me, getting my shit toast by another man. Matter of fact, you might as well ask me, you want a train man with 2 other dudes with me recording you at that point. You gonna die anyways. Bitch, you might as well go all out. Go all out, motherfucker. But I ain't staying there. I'm out. Matter of fact, go grab your favorite cousin or your favorite friend. Help them bitches help you. I'm out.
I didn't think you guys were gonna feel so strongly about this.
Wait, how do you feel? Do you feel opposite?
Dying anyway.
Yeah, I feel opposite. I don't care.
Yo, my son.
No.
Son,
Why?
You
Because
about
she's
to tell
dying?
me, and you about to let your wife get dogged out by another man?
Yeah, why would he have to dog her out? Because she died?
Because she want to get dogged out.
He can't be respectful, romantic. He got dog her out.
Nah, I'm talking about leg behind her back, smacking it, choking her, spit in her mouth, all kind of foul shit. You gonna be cool with it?
I don't know if that's her dying wish, though.
Yeah,
her dying wish is probably.
Look, man, look.
You think her dying wish is to get done romantically? I doubt it.
Find another man with it be you.
And the problem is you was being too romantic with it. That's the problem.
See, this is what I mean. Like
I'm trying to get dogged out.
I'm bouncing as soon as the question gets
get
asked,
dogged
man.
out.
No,
I couldn't
bro,
even have
like,
this conversation.
It's literally sex, bro. She didn't say I want to spend my final hours with this guy. She just want to get a quick nut and be on her way. Like peaceful transition. Go ahead, do your thing. Like
you saying as long as you get the last smash, you good.
Yeah.
Y'all love this man. I never thought I'd say this about T.
Hey, my man T said,
come down and get the last hit.
He said I'm the opposite of Ray J.
Here's the real plot twist, yo. They give her 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
She pop up pregnant. Got a whole 9 months. Now you taking care of that baby, man.
No, I'm not.
You're not gonna take that baby?
No.
That's his.
That's that man, baby.
You gonna get that baby DNA tested? That's what you telling me? Because you was the last smash. So now you gotta get that baby DNA.
Yes. I'm not taking a baby.
He said, I hit it. Last.
Like you trying to make me a single father?
I'm hit it with the Ray J.
No. Look, it's a dying wish. It's nothing that's gonna hurt me. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing that's gonna bring me physical harm. It's probably not even gonna bring me real emotional harm. Like I really just got to process you being missing. Like the sex is. I'm saying because
only she let me hit her bad cousin because everybody got a baddie cousin. Only she let me hit the baddie cousin. I'll be like, yeah, what's up? Go ahead, get thrown down.
But you got to think once she died, you gonna see the cousin more often, right? Like
exactly, but this time the cousin going to give it to me on some like, yo, and it's gonna be on some sympathy. Look, at first, it's gonna be on some kinky shit. Then the sympathy section is like,
at the end of the day, man. If this person wants to do this wild act, and I do think it's wild, I do think it's selfish. I do think if you're gonna do that, just do it quietly. Like you don't have to tell the guy you're gonna do it because most likely he's trying to process the situation overall. Nobody needs that added to the plate. So if you're gonna do that, do it privately. But like if you act like me personally, like go ahead, man. Like. You're going to die. Like there's finality in that, at least on this plane. I'm going to still be living. I'm going to be the one saying, bruh, she was wild in her last days. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's what you want to if that's how you want to go.
But then your boys are going to be like, you let her get that wild.
And how you
I don't control another human. Like, I don't let anything. Like,
but person look how just you look how you have to remember the person that you decide to spend your life.
No, that's a fallacy, bro. You remember people how you want to remember them regardless. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Everybody.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So like you all you get to remember is like in her final days, she was thinking about some other dude. You know,
Why
like
would
Bruh,
anybody remember somebody they love in their worst moments?
I disagree, bruh.
because
I
they was
disagree.
dying. That's their
You
final moment.
remember what's impactful, bruh. If you can have a great time with somebody, and if they're about to die, and they tell you they want to fuck their ex, and that's the last thing that happens, you're not gonna think about that great dinner that you had. You know what I'm saying? Like you gonna be thinking about them smashing their ex and how grimy that shit is. Cause who asked that, right? Like, what kind of question? Like, if I was on my deathbed, like you said, T, I guess if that's the shit you're gonna do, it's got to be
If
quiet.
I'm on my deathbed, I personally want a farewell tour. All right. So
But
I
I'm
get
not. But my farewell tour is not gonna be posted on Instagram. I'm not gonna be like, yo, these are the cities I'm in. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like if you're gonna do something like that, you should probably do it in your own privacy. You know what I'm saying? That should be something that never escapes your phone or DMs. But like if the person is honest or going through whatever and they end up asking, like I'm not gonna judge them for that. Like if that's what you think you need to do in your last days, that's not what I would
shit.
prescribe.
I'm gonna
But
be looking at her like, did the doctor prescribe that shit?
I
Because
would
if
think
he
you would need to
didn't,
get on your
if
holistic journey.
if you don't have a fucking doctor's note for that shit, then I'm not rocking.
like I could care less. All right. So we see where y'all sit on this one. All right. So the last one, the last conversation I seen on Twitter, and I'll summarize this one. Two people started talking. It looked like they met up. You know what I'm saying? They matched on some sort of dating site online, like people do these days. And the conversation was basically, mind you, these people have not seen each other. Hey, how you doing? Yada yada. You're attractive, yada yada. But it basically came down to the guy saying, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" She said, "I'm in tech." He said, "Well, I'm in corporate, so I'm probably not the guy for you. You probably make a lot more than me. So I'm just going to spare us both the time and go on my way." And there were a lot of women saying that the guy was insecure, that he made less money than her. And there were a lot of guys saying, well, you women always claim you don't want, like, you want a guy that can provide for you. You don't want to get a guy and build him up and have to pay for him and things like that. So, it was a little gender wars, typical Twitter day. But how do you guys feel about that? Like, a guy basically, as a guy, meeting a woman that makes $50,000 to $60,000 more than you, and deciding not to pursue that or deciding to pursue that. Like, how would you guys approach a situation like that?
Well, I think that making 50 or 60 more, I don't think that's necessarily the issue. I think it's when you're making double. See, if you're making 50 or 60 more and I'm making 50 or 60, and that's double of what I'm making, right? If I'm making 200 and you making 250, that's not as bad as if I'm making, 55 and you making 160, 115, 120. You know what I mean? So I think we gotta think about it in that perspective. That's probably the perspective homeboy was thinking about.
So, all right, let's say hypothetically, a woman is making double your salary, and you're making below 100,000.
Right. And I think that's probably what bro was thinking. So for me personally, I don't know. I've never been in that situation, but I don't know if it would. It's hard for me to say it would bother me, but I know like the landscape right now. Like for example, we all watch Insecure. That's literally what happened. Issa was making more bread than Lawrence. Started cheating on my man. Basically started, downing him for chasing his dream. And she didn't really want him again until he was getting that bag. And like, I think that like we live in an interesting time. I shouldn't say interesting time. I should say we live in an evolved time where a lot of women make more than a lot of men. Not all, but there's a good amount. The gender gap, especially in the black
in this
community,
area.
and it's really more in the black community than in the other community, right? That wealth gap is closed as far as genders go. You got a lot of black women, outpacing black men as far as salaries. So that it makes for a very interesting dynamic because now you got to ask the question is like it's like, okay, so as a man, do you get to lead? Do you get to make the decisions? Because somebody's making a certain amount of money more than you may not want to defer to you as far as decision making goes. You know what I mean? And then you get to a point for men where it could be, emasculating. It can get to a point where you feel like you're not able to express yourself as a man. You know what I mean? Because naturally, most men want to be decision makers. They want to be leaders. And, we can go on for days about this because I know a lot of information that would lead one to believe that this was systematically done. Perhaps it was, perhaps it wasn't. But this is a situation that we're in where, black women make a lot more than the average, not the average black men, but a lot of black men. So you got to ask yourself, like, is that woman going to allow you to still be a man in that situation, to still lead the way you want to lead, or, where you have to defer? Because some men are down to defer, and that's okay too. But, like, you really got to figure out that dynamic. And for a man who's probably considers himself a dominant man, a decision maker, a leader, that's a harder pill to swallow, as far as that wealth gap goes. So I understand the dude's point of view. I don't think dude's weak or insecure about it. I think he's being realistic with the times that we're in and what we're seeing and what's portrayed to us on social media constantly. Because a lot of women want to be wine and dine. If bro making 55K, it's a little harder to wine and dine somebody to make 130 if you making 55. You know what I mean? It's gonna be hard to impress them with money. So now you have to impress them with what? Intellect. And they already go, and a lot of times they're gonna feel like they're a lot smarter than you because the money makes people feel like they smarter. Not always, bro. But a lot of times money puts people in a position to feel like they smarter or they better. And that's just not women or black women, that's just people in general. So it's a lot of dynamics at play there. So I can't really be mad at brother feeling the way he felt. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I like to hear what y'all think about it.
I'm a little mad at bro, but I'll speak on it a little later. What D Money got to say? These women are leading statistics and degrees in leadership and corporate. Come pay these bills. You need 7 streams of income in this inflated economy. He ain't lying. I do think there's something to say about the fact that women are making a lot more money, which, I mean, there's a finite number of jobs, and that number does grow and shrink, but there's a finite number of jobs. So the more women to move up in the career fields and get these jobs, obviously the less men are going to have them. You know what I'm saying? Men previously occupied some of those big positions, those homemaking positions, like where they could just come home and pay all the bills, and now women possess some of those. So it's going to be more of a give or take, and that dynamic hasn't settled. So I think that's part of it. But G, what you think?
I think he fucked up, fumbled the bag, man. I was just congratulating ASAP Rocky for getting down with Rihanna. You did what I'm saying? He did what he's supposed to do. You feel me? Money shouldn't be the thing if you genuinely care for. Well, he didn't know the girl that much, so he's just playing game. But like, go out on the date, like test the waters, and just at the end of the day, money don't ever give you happiness, but at least give you a guidance of what you want. And he could have seen, is she a cool individual? Could she make a little bit more money? Go ahead, you stick around. Or is she a dickhead? You get the fuck up out of there. Dodge that bullet. Bounce. Like, you should have just at least went on like 3 dates with her to see how it goes. Because some women, like from my understanding, I had dealt with some women that don't mind giving you more than what you give them. As long as you give them that security of you're going to be a man when you need to step up. All he had to do was just test the waters. Like he a coward for that. Like, so, like what you guys just said. Nowadays, women tend to make more money than the average men sometimes. It's because of they're going to school more often than men. Me, I'm the kind of guy, I said, fuck that. I'm going to do some hard labor shit. I make great money, but like, shit, this is somebody that's trying to wine and dine me. That don't make me no less of a man. Shit, I'm going to do the same thing in other ways. You dig? You got to do it the other way. Like, you just got to, whatever you lacking, you just got to make it up on some other things. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just you got to compromise on the band you were trying to be. So shit, let Oprah Winfrey come through and try to bag me. Baby, I'm out. We giving everybody PlayStation 5.
G.
I'm buying
everybody PlayStation.
You dig what I'm saying? I'm gonna take care of the block. Take care of everybody. I'm like, I got me Oprah. But that's just me. I wouldn't mind it. Like I said, my man sucked it out for that. Like he a punk. Like he should have went through, seen what it was, and if money don't mean that you're necessarily a great person, but it's all about what you could tolerate and what you can't. Like shit. I'm cool with who I am. Shit. I got me an Oprah. I just want me an Oprah though.
So I think we got two, different points of view from two people, and they both had a lot of valid points. So I'm wondering, Ron, where do you sit on this conversation?
Man, for me, it's a very it just highlights like the social media era that we live in, right? So like to me, the question almost answers itself when it comes to should you holler at someone who has more money than you, or is there an issue with your significant other making a lot more money than you? In the social media era, a lot of people meet on social media, on a dating app, on Instagram, on whatever it is, right? Bryce, you even said when you were speaking, you've never really run into this. I don't really see you as a guy that meets people through social media. You're a very personable person. You live your life in reality, and I think when you do that, you end up in circles with people that are making close to or the same amount of money as you. Like people that are in like a huge wealth gap more than you, you're not gonna run into that person. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna get your chance to shoot your shot at Rihanna because she's not gonna be where
Wait,
you're at.
whoa, don't disrespect me, dog. Don't disrespect me, dog.
Right. He said recently
But
there's a
that's what it
reason
comes down to.
there's a
It's not
reason
even
chickens don't fly with eagles, Bryce.
it
Hey,
basically
I'm an eagle out here.
basically.
Matter of fact, I'm a
So like
contour.
social media has created this world to where you might be able to go talk to a shorty that makes twice as much as you, whereas in reality you're not going to go eat at the same place that she's going to go eat at, or be at the same bar or club that she's at for real, or at the same spot in that bar or club, because she's elevated, she's making more than you, or vice versa, whatever the case may be. So it just highlights the social media era that we're in, where people try to meet on social media, which I would be wary of that, because to me, he played himself. You shouldn't be getting into conversations talking about how much you make with somebody you just met, like regardless of anything.
Facts,
You know what I mean?
facts.
Like that should be something that's held a little closer to the chest, um, for anybody, man or woman. And yeah, it's just very social media to me. And I think if if you go out and you live in reality, like if you meet someone, you're probably already in their you know what I mean gap of wealth. Like you're not gonna run into people that are balling out of control and stunting on you and think that you're gonna, you know what I mean, be hanging out with them on a regular. Like that's not really how life works. There's the
That's
haves and the have nots, I
Points
that's
were
guess
a
is what I'm
great
made.
saying.
point, bro.
Points were made.
And I think that's the main thing with this, man, is that social media aspect, bro. It's like, and the things we see on social media are constantly shaping us. For some more than others, I will admit, but like the things that we're consuming are they're bound to shape you. They're bound to shape your opinions. So I think when Bro was speaking to her, I don't think he was speaking from really a place of like, okay, maybe insecurity comes in, but I think it's also he thinks he's speaking from a place of knowledge, right? Because you think like you got this knowledge from feeling how this is how like people think, like this is how these women think. So like that's how he's like, and like Rome, that's a great point. If he meets her on the street or he meets her in passing, it probably doesn't go down like that because you don't really have an opportunity to be like, oh, how much do you make? Or it's like y'all
Yeah.
talking about whatever's going on the street. So you actually getting to know someone for who they actually are. But like you getting to know somebody on social media on a dating app, bro, that's like, to me, that's like the most watered down McDonald's version of meeting somebody. You're meeting a representative at the end of the day. Initially, like off the rip, you're meeting whatever they're trying to portray. So like it's almost like the worst way to meet. And I think we're getting to a point in society where in 20 years, bro, that might be the only way to meet. Like, you know what I mean? Like
In the metaverse.
everybody was trapped in the house for COVID. That's probably how most single people were out here meeting when everyone was trapped in the house. So it's like, who knows where this is going? But like, I just think we getting to a point where like real not gonna matter soon enough anyway. So I don't know, man.
I do
I hope
think
you found somebody right now. I hope you got somebody.
I do think the social media, like you guys are saying, man, something about seeing this collective group think, and then Twitter and social media is so black and white. There's never much gray area. It does start to shape how you perceive life to be. But if you know, but if you pay attention, man, if you really pay attention, right, I think coming up, we've all seen large groups of women date men that, if you ask them, they would not describe this guy as someone that they would date. If you actually sat down and said, "Hey, describe the guy you want, describe what you're looking for," they don't date that guy. That's the guy that they want. The guy they end up settling with is the guy that comes in and puts in the work, you know what I'm saying, loves them and connects with them in various ways. So, you know, the salary, some women do want a certain guy, a certain lifestyle, a certain image. But I think more often than not, most women just looking for a guy to come in and be a man. And that's not a salary. You know what I'm saying? It could very well be a part of your masculinity. I don't know. But like being a leader is being a leader and shoot is shoot. I tweeted, my man got to the gym, walked in, saw who was on the court, packed his bag and walked out. You didn't even get on the court. Like you didn't even go out there and say, let her tell me no. So I thought it was weak. I thought even if you thought you were coming from a place of knowledge, you didn't roll the dice on yourself. I thought it was shades of insecurity for me. I don't think a man should conduct himself that way. You know what I'm saying? Like if you, we all know the power of manifestation and talking things into existence and thoughts and the power of belief. If you believe that this is how it's going to go, then that's how it's going to go for you. But if you believe, man, I don't care how much she makes, I know my value to myself and I know my value to another person, you'll do just fine. You know what I'm saying? All she can do is tell you no. And if it don't work, at least you got to meet another human and, you know, it didn't work. Whatever. But I thought it was weak. I thought it was a little lame. I saw a lot of guys piling on the women. I thought it was terrible. If you feel like you don't make enough money to talk to a certain girl, like that's completely fair. You can talk to whoever you want.
Job.
But the reality is, bro, it's people out here talking to women outside of their circle. I know plenty of guys, you know what I'm saying, in my immediate circle that their woman makes substantially more than them. So, you know what I'm saying? My wife makes a hell of a lot of money. So, you know, at the end of the day, you just don't know. Just go in there, be your best self and throw it on the table and see what happens. But stop worrying about all that little stuff, man. That's the type of stuff to keep you single for forever.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
I
I
agree
think
with that, T. You can't be afraid to shoot your shot, and you definitely can't like. I do agree with that. I do agree with that 100%, man. End of the day, like you got to know your value. You know what I mean? But just to use your analogy, I feel like my man walked in the gym, saw people hooping, and everybody had on basketball shoes, and he looked down and realized he still had his flip flops on. He was like, "Damn, I don't got the right kick. I don't got the right kicks to be in here
He's
today."
not
You know what I
prepared.
mean? So it's like I do feel what you're saying, but it's like I also think like where we are as a society shapes a lot of people's like preconceived notions about people they about to meet. So I don't think like he was saying, "Oh, I can't talk to this girl because she makes a certain amount of money." I think he's going in with preconceived notions about what people that make this much money act like, and I think that a part of that is because of how like a lot of people are conditioned to believe based off this social media stuff.
Yeah, but that's what
totally unfair though.
But that's what comes back to what Rome was saying.
Yeah.
When you're meeting in those spaces, you automatically putting that the attitude of those spaces on the people. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends.
I think too much gets put on these numbers of how much people make. That's why I said he played himself even talking about that, because you can make substantially less than somebody and still go out on a nice dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like you can still afford to do certain shit. So it's like people put too much on that, and that's why I made the point of when people are really out of your league and like, you know what I mean? Like when it'll really become a problem is if you're making 60 and she's making 5 and you know what I mean? She's going in spaces with people that you only hear about on TV or some shit. You know what I mean? And like, oh, you see, oh, there's Pat Mahomes is sitting the table down from us. That's when you start to become a little fanboy and you know what I mean? You can't really handle a certain lifestyle. But people on social media assume that, oh, they're making this amount of money, oh, they're living a certain lifestyle, bruh. They're regular, bro. They're doing the same thing you are, just with a little bit more in their savings. Like, chill out.
And we know, like, you know, there are people that can make. I personally know people making $80,000, $90,000 and live check to check, and I know people making $50,000 that have plenty of free income. It comes down to how you manage your money. And maybe that person making 130, 140 needs that guy making 70 to say, hey, this is how you be responsible.
How you manage your money is huge in this conversation because it also comes down to if you can take care of yourself, because that's really what it's about. That's why I said the number doesn't matter. If you're straight and you know what I mean, you don't need that other person to survive, then it really don't matter how much money you're making, and that it won't affect your relationship because they'll know, okay, well, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not carrying them. Like, if this ends, this person's not homeless on the street type shit. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a fact. And you know what? T made a good point. Like, there's a lot of I got a lot of friends that, wives or significant others make a lot more than them. A lot of guys that, their lady makes a lot more than them and they're still able to lead, And I got a lot of friends like that. But I also know a lot of people, and I've heard of a lot of people
What kind of
whose
friends they
wife
have,
or
man? You
significant
got any
other.
extra friends?
Right. I'll try to find out for you. Well, I also know a lot of people whose wife or significant other makes considerable amount more than them. And that dude is miserable, bro, because he's in a position where like he's kind of up, his back is against the wall as far as decision making goes, because the person with the money ends up wearing the pants in those situations. So like I can understand it goes so many
because
ways.
he let it happen then.
Right. But a lot of that, how you conduct yourself, bro.
No, but a lot of that depends on like when you met the person too. It's like if I met you when we were both grinding out making 45K, and now like we both been advancing, but maybe you advance a little faster and you get the 120 while I'm still at 65, 70. It's like, but we knew who we were to start it. You know what I'm saying? So maybe egos don't get too involved, right? But like if we met on a dynamic where I'm getting 120 and I'm getting 60, and like it's a lot nowadays, a lot of women that meet dudes by splurge on the dude. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if we met in that way, like you may have always kind of worn the pants in this relationship. You may have always kind of dictated what was going on, and that could eventually cause a problem for a man, because I've seen it play out. I've heard people talk about it. Like, so it's just so many
because they let it happen. As a man, you let it happen though.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the conversation that you gotta have.
Thank you.
Yeah,
you gotta communicate, baby.
I'm not denying that part. I'm just saying like it's a lot of ways that it could happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like anybody's right or wrong for or placing. I'm not trying to place blame. I'm just talking about the actual situations. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can understand both sides of the conversation. You know what I mean? Like I can sympathize with both sides essentially. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. It's definitely a deep conversation, man. I know we got some female listeners out there. Y'all got to start chiming in on some of these, man. I would love to hear a female perspective, a female side on some of these topics.
You don't want to hear. You don't want to hear that she want to sleep with the ex room.
Nah, but I think one thing you find though, the more and more you poll these women, like you start to realize that like women are not just a binary. Like most people might think that the women are going to automatically agree with like the side T and like G are kind of leaning towards, right? But that's not really the case. Like, you know what I mean? There's women out here that like, yo, like I want my man to be comfortable in what he makes, and and still be able to lead us, and like not tripping off the money thing. But at the same time, it's just so many different ways.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Bro. It's so many different ways to exist, I guess, is my point. And like we put it on binary so often. I feel like that's what social media makes us do, bro. It makes us put it on binary. It's either this way or you're that way. If you make this much money, you act this way. If you make that much money, you act this way. And it's like, yo, there's so many different ways to exist, man. And I think social media makes us miss that, bro.
That's a fact. And that was my biggest takeaway. In every other avenue or arena, you wouldn't like someone saying, well, this is what all you people do, so this is probably what you're going to do, so I'm making my decision based on that. Because when white people do that to black people, it's an issue. You know what I'm saying? When women do it to men, it's an issue. So like I said, it wasn't fair to her. I thought he wasn't being fair to himself. He might have missed a golden ticket. You know what I'm saying? Golden goose. But
at the same time, it's like you can't blame that man.
He missed out on his
for being caught up in this era, bro.
No, I'm not blaming him. I'm not blaming him.
The era we live in. Like I don't get so mad at the white person that like judges black people off stereotypes that were like given to them and beaten into their heads. You know what I'm saying? It's like all you can do is try to teach them, but at the same time, it's like you understand why they think that way. You know what I mean? It's like, and I understand why bruh thinks that way. But like I think, like Rome said, it takes living in the real world to realize how things really are, man. And we got to get out this metaverse, bro. Get into the real world, folks. Get into the real world. Say, I don't know, man. I don't know. This is a great topic, though.
Yeah, I thought it was a good one.
Yeah, this was definitely a fire topic, man. We'll definitely have to come back to this. Before we end the show, though, man, before we wrap this up, it's Black History Month. Anybody want to drop some facts? Anything good on anybody's mind they want to throw out there before we get out of here?
I wish I could, Rome, but all I saw was Tom Brady today, so I'm sorry.
I did see
Nah,
that.
man, look.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead, T.
Nah, look, it is Black History Month. And shout out to everybody that, that's black. And shout out to everybody that's trying. If you're black and you're trying, you're doing enough for me. So shout out to that. And hey, let's keep being excellent. Let's keep leveling up and let's keep making these folks uncomfortable. Shout out to Brian Flores too.
Yeah. I don't know. Personally, Black History Month, I feel like it's very interesting, man, because like I'm not the biggest fan of like Black history just getting a month. And I feel like when something usually gets a month, it's because it's like to bring awareness to something that like society's not giving awareness to on the regular. That's the only reason you're giving a month. So like if we were giving awareness to Black history on the regular, I'm not sure we would need a month in the shortest month of the year for
it's the Rooney Rule
to represent it. You know what I mean? But shout out to everybody, man, and shout out to my black people, man. Like T said, if you striving, that's all that matters, man. A lot of us get put in tough situations, and a lot of time the individual gets blamed for the situation they're in, and societal factors aren't looked at by anybody. But I want all my people to know that, like, I recognize the societal factors, and all you can do is keep pushing, man. Never give up your hope, never give up your dreams. And as long as you can hold on to that, man, you're doing something, man. Every day you wake up, you got options. You always got options to make your life better. Don't let anybody convince you otherwise. Don't let any of these factors outside of your control convince you otherwise. Because the more you start striving, the more you realize how much of your life is in your control when we're taught otherwise. So Black History Month, shortest month of the year. We probably need a whole. I think Bobby Brown said every 2 years there need to be a Black History year. Instead of one Black History Month, it was a whole year every 2 years. I'm with that.
Nah, man, I definitely agree with you. You said it. We have a Black History Month because it's something that we don't focus on enough. It's something that I learned a long time ago in high school. So I want to use this Black History moment to shout out my high school PE teacher, the only Black teacher I had. He actually put the battery in my back to actually go out and learn more of our history on our own, because going to a predominantly white school is why I understand why we have a Black History Month, because they do not talk about certain things in certain areas. And I feel like it's up to us to always put that message out there for everybody to hear, not just our people, but other people as well, because our culture is a big part of this country, however you feel about it, that's just facts. So shout out to Coach White, my high school PE teacher, for giving me the inspiration to learn and educate myself and spread that education and that knowledge to others. G, I know Hispanic History Month is September. I've always been salty y'all had a longer month, but I do love my Hispanic people. So is there anything you want to say about Black History Month, or anything you got for us?
Man, you guys are the first people to embrace me, man. I went to all predominantly black school when I was a kid, man. And like, I personally don't look like I'm Mexican. I got it from my own family. And so when I got to go to a predominantly black school, like I was embraced. Like, I was never felt left out or anything. So I got nothing but great things to say about my black community, man. Nothing but great people. Always show me great hospitality. Shit. Like I said, I used to play wrestling with my boy Russell Howard, man. Me and him used to go play we used to bring our wrestling toys, whatever. We used to just play wrestling at the back of our school, like, yeah. So, like, nothing but great, man. You guys is nothing but great in hospitality from all three of you guys from here. Like, you guys are my brothers from another mother that I get to see online. My people from VA to my people in Maryland. Like, I got nothing but love for you guys. You guys been nothing but genuine. And I always love to reciprocate the same energy to yours guys. You guys been nothing but great.
Appreciate
Yes,
that.
sir.
Appreciate that.
D.
Yeah, ending this show with a little bit of love, man. But y'all know how we always end it, man. One time for the culture.
Sports for the
Muchas
culture.
Culture.
palabras.
Coach.